Okay, quick introduction to moving averages. This is a chart for SPY, and we've got 10 days displayed, and I've got two moving averages drawn on there. The yellow one is a 2-day moving average. The purple is a 5-day moving average. So what is a 2-day moving average? Well, let's look at this point here. It's the average of the close price of this day and the close price of this day. So this is a downward bar, this is the close. This is a downward bar, so this is the close. And the midpoint between these two bars is here. And for the next day, this would be the close and this would be the close. So the midpoint is around about there. And so each day, it includes that day and the previous day, and it goes on from there. This bar is the current live bar. So it's taking the current close price, which is right now the close price is the price, and the close price of the previous day, which is up here because it's a green bar, open to close. And so the midpoint between here and here is right here. But if we watch this, if this was moving a little more actively, if we zoom into maybe 5 days, we watch this, we can see as this price moves down, this moving average moves down. This is a 5-period moving average. So let's say this one here is taking the close price here, which is up here, the close price here, which is here, close price here, which is here, close price here, which is here, and the close price here, which is here, which gives us an average of this point here. So this is a smoother line. This is a more jaggedy line. Basically, the faster the line, the less periods you use, the more jagged the line will become. But we don't talk in terms of 2-period moving average or 5-period moving averages. We tend to talk in terms of 20, 30, 40, 50, 100, 200 period moving averages. So let's expand this chart out to 200 bars, and we can see our moving average very closely follows the price. Both of them do. Obviously, the 2-period is a little more jaggedy. So let's delete that 2-period. And we can see this quite closely follows. And you can see that when the stock price starts to rise, at some point it will cross its moving average, and then it will be above its moving average. And it will continue to be above its moving average. It may dip below and then come back up over again. And then at some point it will cross over and go underneath the moving average. But SPY has been on a continuous upward movement for a long period of time. So what we'll do is we'll add on another line, a darker line, that shows the 50-period moving average. So here we have the 50-period moving average. For right here, the average price for the previous 50 bars, and let's do something simple, like let's put 100 bars on. So right here in the middle here, this is the average close price for all of these bars back here. And this close price here is the average close price of these bars going back here. So here we're just looking at 50 bars, and this is the average of all of these previous 50 bars. And this one at the beginning would be an average of the previous 50 bars. So we can see that SPY is above its 50-period moving average. It's going up all of the time. Okay, so now we've added a 200-period moving average. And you can see that's a much smoother line again. So we have our 50-period moving average now looks quite active, but we're looking at 500 days. Here we are looking at 1,000 days, and we can see the 200-period moving average moving very smoothly, and the 50-period moving average a little more active, and it crosses and crosses again and crosses and crosses again. So a lot of people take these as crossing of these lines as signals that the symbol is going short. And often it does for short periods of time. But if you take the signal, it's generally not regarded as the greatest model. It's a very, very simplistic model, but it's a good one to start with. Every time one moving average crosses another one, go long or go short, or flip your position from long to short. And as we can see on the recent 200-period moving average, SPY has been above that for quite some time. In fact, all the way back to, it's been above the line. Came very close here. It's been above the line ever since June, July of 2016. And I wanted to show you one more moving average. We've got the traditional 50-period moving average in black here, but we've got another one in yellow that's also a 50-period moving average, but the bottom one is what we call a simple moving average, where you simply take the A price, let's say the close price for the last 50 periods, and you take the average. The yellow is what we call an exponential moving average, and all that means is that we give a little more weight to the more recent entries and a little less weight to the older entries in the list. So in this case, Apple has made a strong surge up recently, And as a consequence, the exponential moving average folds in more of the value from those recent moves to the average, and so it reacts much more quickly to the move. So that's another one that you can use. Even use the same moving average, but one simple, one exponential, or mix them around. It's all a matter of your own personal